Good day everyone, today I'm going to discuss the plant diseases. Plant disease is a dynamic process where living or non-living entity interferes with the normal functions of a plant over a period of time. How to identify and treat plant disease. Protect your plants from debilitating diseases by learning to recognize the symptoms and practice prevention. A holistic approach includes first identifying the pathogen, then decide on a treatment method that is safe, effective, and responsible. The first disease is what we call black spot. So black spot is one of the most common diseases found on roses, but it can also occur on the other ornamental and garden plants. This fungal disease causes black, round spots that form on the upper sides of leaves. Lower leaves are usually infected first. Severe infestations causes infected leaves to turn yellow and fall off the plant. Black spot is the problem during extended period of wet weather or when leaves are wet for 6 hours or more. Black spot spores overwinter in the pollen leaves. So ito yung halimbawa ng black spot. These are the tips for controlling black spot on leaves. First, plant in well-draining soil. Keep your plants healthy by providing regular feedings of organic fertilizer. This will help prevent fungal disease in plants. Second, the fungus spores overwinter the plant debris. Remove dead leaves and infected canes from around the plants and discard in the trash. Do not add to the compost pile. Third, disinfect your pruners with a household disinfectant after every use. Ethanol or isopropyl alcohol can be used straight out of the bottle. Fourth, because water spreads the fungal spores, avoid applying water on the leaves. When you apply water directly to the roots. Use a soaker hose to water plants prone to the disease. Next is the other leaf spots. Fungal leaf spot disease can be found both indoors on the house plants and outdoors in the landscape. This occurs during warm, wet conditions. As the disease progresses, the fungal spot grow large enough to touch each other. At this point, the leaf surface appears more like blotch than spots. Leaf spot may result in defoliation of a plant. Follow the same tips as the ones to control black spot. Ayan pa yung halimbawa ng leaf spot. Parang nagkakaroon siya ng pula na paltak-paltak sa dahon. Next is powdery mildew. Powdery mildew is a fungal disease that affects many of our landscape plants, flowers, vegetables, and fruits. Powdery mildew is an easy one to identify. Infected plants will display a white powdery substance that is most visible on upper leaf surfaces, but it can appear anywhere on the plant, including stems, flower buds, and even the fruit of the plant. This fungus thrives during low soil moisture conditions combined with high humidity levels on the upper parts of the plant surface. It tends to affect plants kept in shady areas more than those in direct sun. So yan yung halimbawa ng powdery mildew. Parang nagkakaroon siya ng puti sa dahon. So ito yung mga tips for controlling powdery mildew. First, inspect plants that you buy from greenhouse before purchasing for mildew. Wiping off the leaves is not an effective powdery mildew treatment as it will return within days of cleaning. Because spores overwinter in debris, all infected debris should be removed. Trim and remove infected plant parts. Do not till the debris into the soil or use in the compost pile. Space plants far enough apart to increase air circulation and reduce humidity. Next is downy mildew. Because stony mildews differ from powdery mildews, it is important to understand the differences between the two. Powdery mildews are true fungal pathogens that display a white powder substance on the upper leaves. Stony mildews, on the other hand, are more related to algae and produce grayish, fuzzy-looking spores on the lower surfaces of leaves. To identify stony mildew, look for a pale green or yellow spot on the upper surface of other leaves. On lower surfaces, the fungus will display a white to grayish, cotton-like downy substance. Stony mildew occurs during cool, moist weather such as in early spring or late fall. Spores production is favored by temperatures below 65 degrees Fahrenheit and with a higher relative humidity. So, ayan yung halimbawa ng stony mildew. Nasa ilalim naman yung nasisira. So, these are the tips for stony mildew treatment. First, stony mildew needs water to survive and spread. If there is no water on the leaves, the disease cannot spread. Keep water of leaves as much as possible. Second, because of the disease overwinters on dead plant debris, be sure to clean around your plants in the fall to help prevent the disease in the following spring. Some of the fungicides used to control powdery mildew will not control stony mildew. Earth's Alice fungicide will control both powdery and stony mildew. Next is blight. Plant blight is a common disease. Remember the potato famine in the 1840s? As a result of the blight, 1 million people died. But other than potatoes, blight also affects other plants, particularly tomatoes. Blight is a fungal disease that spreads through spores that are wind-borne. For this reason, spores can cover large areas and rapidly spread the infections. Blight can only spread under warm, humid conditions, especially with 2 consecutive days of temperature above 50 degrees Fahrenheit and humidity above 90% for 11 hours or more. No cure exists. Prevention is the only option. So, yan yung halimbawa ng blight. These are the tips for preventing blight. First, if growing potatoes, grow early varieties because blight occurs during midsummer and you can harvest your crop before the blight. Second, plant resistant varieties. Sarpomera and Sarpoaxona are 2 varieties that show good resistance. Practice good garden hygiene. Third is destroy any blight-infected plant parts. Keep the area clean of fallen debris from your diseased plants and discard in the trash. Do not add to your compost pile. So next is canker. Canker is often identified by an open wound that has been infected by fungal or bacterial pathogens. Some cankers are not serious while others can be lethal. Canker occurs primarily on the woody landscape plants. Symptoms may include sunken, swollen, cracked or dead areas found in stems, limbs, or trunk. Cankers can girdle branches and kill foliage. Cankers are most common on stressed plants that have been weakened by cold, insects, drought conditions, nutritional imbalances, or root rot. Rodents can also spread the pathogens. Yan yung halimbawa ng canker. These are the tips for controlling canker in plants. First, remove diseased parts in dry weather. Grow resistant varieties whenever possible. Avoid overwatering and overcrowding. Avoid mechanical wounds such as damage from lawn mowers. Wrap young, newly planted trees to prevent sun scald. Sun scald creates dead patches that form on trunk and limbs of young trees. If the trunks have been shaded, then transplanted. to sunny areas. Keep plants healthy by planting in healthy soil and maintaining nutritional requirements. Tips to control plant fungus and diseases. First and foremost, build a well-drained soil with plenty of organic matter prior to planting. Raise the beds if necessary and fill the beds with a commercial potting mix that drains well. Soils that hold too much water can cause rotting. Avoid getting water on leaves. Hand water at the root zone or use a soaker hose. Fertilize as necessary to keep plants in peak condition. Choose resistant varieties whenever possible. Prune or stick plants, do not crowd them, and remove tall weeds to improve air circulation. Plants in containers can be placed away from areas that do not receive air circulation. Remove any infected debris to keep the disease from spreading. Remove and place in the trash severely infected plants. Water during early morning hours so the plants can dry out and avoid getting water on the leaves. Water later in the day if downy mildew is present as it favors morning moisture. Either way, avoid getting water on the leaves. A soaker hose will keep water at the root zone and help keep the spores from spreading. Inspect all plants before purchasing from your local greenhouse for disease symptoms and pests. Disinfect pruners after cutting diseased plants parts. Purchase a hand lens. A 10 times hand lens is a great way to detect fungus, and inspect problems. Besides that, a hand lens allows you to see things in nature difficult to see with the naked eye.